already been introduced to marker training, so she knows the word yes means she's about to get a food reward. And she also is learning the click from the clicker means that she's about to get a food reward as well. What we're going to do right now is practice on your bed, which she has a pretty good understanding of. So Maddie, on your bed. All four go on. She gets a click and her food reward. Now there's an implied stay. So when we test her a little bit, I like that. You can go all the way down. Good girl. Remember, the treat doesn't have to be delivered to her mouth. It just has to be where she can find it. Movement around your dog. Up. On your bed. Good girl. So movement around your dog is very distracting. One of the first things I like to do is add a little distraction. So drop the leash. I'm going to pick the leash up again. It's not a cue to get up, so she shouldn't think it is. I want to be able to pet her. Good girl. Good. Without her thinking it's a release either. Because good girl means you did the right thing. But it doesn't mean your behavior earned a food reward. Hi, good girl. Excellent. And now, with the leash in my hands to prevent her from making a mistake, I'm going to introduce a toy distraction. But notice there's slack in the leash. I don't want to hold her in place. She didn't get up. She gets her food reward. Excellent. I'm ready to stop her from making a mistake. But I'm also ready to let her know when she made the right decision. So again, slack in the leash. I don't want to hold her in place. Toy dropped. She thought about it. This is a little easy cheese, but it's a nice, convenient way to reward your dog. Less messy than handing them food. So. Nope. About to make a mistake. Use the leash to stop her. At the same time, I told her no. The idea is as she's about to make the mistake, I tell her no. I use the leash to stop her from actually going through with the mistake. And then I wait. So she stays. She's a mark and a reward. Because that's the right thing. I want to make sure she knows that when she makes the right decision, she's going to get paid for it. If she makes the wrong decision, I'm going to give her some feedback. I'm not just going to let her, try to figure it out without telling her when she makes a mistake and being like, well, you didn't get a reward. That is one way to train, but I'm just going to have a little bit of pressure and let her know that was the wrong thing. Break. So, and that's her release cue. It's very important. That is probably one of the most important commands or pieces of feedback you'll ever give your dog is the word that means you're free to go about your business. You're free to be a dog. You're free to get up from the position. I left you in a stay position. Maybe I didn't tell you stay. Maybe I did. Good girl. But you have to wait until you hear me say break. Now, one of the things we did with her, if I get her to sit. Come here, babies. Come here, baby. Sit. Good girl. Is I introduced leash pressure for the down. She was already luring it to a down. Oh, baby. So lazy. So if you take a treat to her nose and you brought it to the ground, notice I did more about ankle height than the actual ground. She goes into a down. She lures. Good girl. Right here. Touch. Yes. Good girl. Again, that's the verbal marker. So present the hand. Yes. Good girl. This way I have both the verbal and the clicker. Sit. Good. They're the same thing. So anyway, the next step is introducing leash pressure. So she knows that she feels a little bit of pressure, and it's just a little pressure, that it's the same thing as when I lure her. So I'm going to wait a second. If she doesn't go into the down, that's okay. You go back into luring with food. So just a little pressure. As she goes down, you release the pressure. Good girl. Very nice. We've been working on this, and she knows it. So because she knows it, I'm not going to actually give her a reward for that. I lured her. I told her what a good girl, but she didn't get a treat for that because she knows that when she feels a little pressure downward from the leash, it's a cue to lay down, and she chose not to do it. I don't want to give her the same pay for listening as I would for needing to be shown what to do. Break. So we're gonna try that again. Sit. Good girl. Give a little hit of that. That was my timing. So I didn't get a click as soon as she sat. So I just went with good girl. So we're gonna introduce a little bit of foot pressure. And it's just a little pressure downward. She's making the decision. Good. And also, I don't follow through. I don't pull her down. It's a little pressure, and she lays down, immediately relieving the pressure. I'm not pushing her into the command. I just want her to feel a little pressure and go, oh, that's the same thing as when someone says down. Now I'm clicking and rewarding because she's staying to like a 2 Mississippi count. Good. Break. So we're going to do that again. Good girl. Sit. Good. So what we're going to do is a little pressure down with the foot. Good. Good job. Believe it or not, you want to practice the whole using your foot because it's very easy to sort of not pay attention and go off balance. The other thing you can do with your foot is use both feet. So you put one foot further down the leash, and then the foot closest to the dog can actually slide up the leash and give some sort of feedback. So if she were to break the down, oh, poor thing. So she's about to break it. I slid my foot up the leash, and she felt a little pressure and knows that means down. She did good. Break. Good girl. So again, we're going to do place. All four on. I'm going to turn and walk away. I'm going to wait. She didn't go. Go back. I give her the treat. I'm going to do touch. Yes. It's too hard when I'm juggling so many things to do the clicker with the touch command, so I just verbal marker. Yes. Good girl. I like the touch. Let's say I needed to move her. Touch. Is that your palm? Yes. Good girl. Wanted to get her away from that. Touch. Yes, good girl, and it's a fun game. Wanted to get her onto something. Touch. Yes. Good girl. Right here. Good girl. Alrighty. And then the last one she knows is, watch me. Good girl. Who's a smart puppy? There's a little cheese on her face. Good girl, you got it. Watch me means make eye contact. Watch me. And you just start off with, when you say watch me, you wait for her to give initial eye contact. Once she actually looks into your eyes, click and give a treat. Watch me. Good girl. Now wave your eye. Once you get that down, so you get a head snap, watch me. She quickly looks up at me. She's making eye contact. I know it's hard to see, but she is actually looking in my eyes. So wait a second. Next thing you're going to work on is duration to a 1 Mississippi count. Watch me. 1 Mississippi. Up. Watch me. 1 Mississippi. No. Watch me. Good girl. 1 Mississippi. Good. And you notice that time I had to lure her. So that's okay. She can hear the other dog. She's a little distracted. So I just go back to luring. Watch me. Nope. Needs a lure. Treat goes down there. Get her attention. Get her really interested in it. Oh, that's good, right? Bring it up to my face. Watch me. 1 Miss. Nope. So she's going to need it just. Ooh. Watch me. Good. When they're not succeeding, take a step back. She can hear the dogs outside. She can hear the dogs in here. It's very exciting. It's a very distracting environment to be in. So she just needs to practice watch me around this level of distraction. Watch me. That's fine. Watch me. Good girl. Watch me. Watch me. To her nose. Get her a little interested. Watch me. So she's not ready. By needing to be corrected and lured, I know she's not ready to move on. So that's how that works. We're just going to work at whatever level she's successful at. If she's not working and succeeding at that level, take a step back, make it easier. Good girl.